How are you doing, Charlie?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Just settling down for the day.
hmm
Thinking what I'm gonna do for dinner. So
Have you
the normal stuff.
have you thought about what you're having for dinner or no?
Nope.
No?
I haven't come to a conclusion yet, so that'll be after this.
What's your typical like British dinner for you?
A British dinner.
A
See,
British dinner.
I don't really have like a lot of quintessential British food.
No?
I eat a lot of like Asian food
Hmm.
and like Thai or like quite like Nepalese food as well.
Please?
Um, Nepalese, yeah, and Indian food. I cook a lot of curries, which, to be
Ooh.
fair, in Britain, it's pretty. I think the chicken tikka masala is like the national dish of Scotland. So there you go.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
so you can handle spice then, is what you're
Oh
saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm fine with spice, but a lot of curries, like normally aren't that spicy. It's just particular
Okay.
ones, that are.
That's
So
not
yeah.
bad. Cool.
I hate British food normally. I do love a roast. I had a
hmm
roast on Sunday, but other than that, like I don't really eat a lot of, you know,
Yeah.
sausage rolls and whatever the fuck else we eat. I don't even know.
See, I really want to try your guys' food in like Britain so badly. Like it's a
What
must for me.
specific food?
Uh, so I have this like honestly, every single time I talk to a British person, I'm like, I need to try Nando's. I don't get what the deal is for
Yeah,
Nando's.
do you know what though? That's fair. Like everyone shits on Nando's, but it's basically fast food, but
Okay.
it's nice. It's kind of like uh restaurant fast food, so it's a bit nicer than
Okay.
like a takeout from like I don't know McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever. But
hmm
but it's not like a fine. Don't go there expecting a fine dining experience. That's always pisses me off about people. They're like, oh, Nando's is shit. I'm like, it's the equivalent of going to McDonald's, but just a bit more. Like, so what did you expect, kind of thing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it. Okay, cool. Going into the music stuff now. It's always fun, and I honestly I just like to just talk with people. That's the thing too. So I did an emailer with you guys like 3 years ago, and I talked to John Cass about like 2 years ago exactly about Ultraviolet's release, which we mostly talked about like honestly RuneScape the whole entire time. That's all we talked
Yeah,
about. It was great.
classic.
But I don't think I ever found out from you guys why the name As Everything Unfolds.
Oh my god. Do you know what? This is not a me question. This is a George question.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I wasn't in the band when it was named. Um,
Oh.
but so but I'm pretty sure we've told it enough times. But again,
Mhm.
I am like, I don't. It's not a direct thing, but so we had a guitarist called Alex Payton, before I went, and it was Payton and Adam were original members, and I can't remember what it was. There was a name before it, and then they were I think George joined the band at this point and John had joined the band, and they were all having this internal argument about the band name. And then I think Adam did the classic like, well, you come up with something better then, kind of thing, like. And I think Peyton just went, oh well, as everything unfolds, like,
Okay.
and it's basically a play on of
Okay.
the story so far.
Okay. That
That
yeah.
that's where it comes from, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure I've heard it enough times that that is the story.
Honestly, that's a cool way on how you guys got a name, honestly. I'm fine with that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit less boring than normal. So
It's cool. Honestly, it's better than most bands that they're just like, okay, let's go in like a generator name thing online, right?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, cool. So, of course, I mentioned Ultraviolet. It's now 3 years ago since that record ish. 3 years ago, I think like a month or two, give or take.
Yeah, yeah, I think it'll be 3 years. Again, I'm really bad with numbers.
No, good.
I think it's 3 years in April because we or
hmm
March. We love releasing albums all around the same time.
Yeah,
So it gets very confusing.
it's like spring release for you guys, honestly. Like
Yeah,
that's
we
your
do.
guys'
We love
thing.
a pre-festival season, pre-summer release. It's always been kind to us, and I think that's why we
Hmm,
kind of stick to it.
cool. Okay. By the way, I'm still like weekly listening to like Daylight on that record. Like,
Interesting.
dude, honestly, it's probably my top five song of all time, Charlie. No joke.
Interesting. That's so interesting because like I really like that one, but I think it's a classic. Like instrumentally, I get why the
hmm
boys don't like it. There's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Same as Rose Bouquets. I really liked it. I really liked Daylight as well because I think it gave me the space to kind of do more stuff. But I completely get why, at the end of the day, it's not a big single song, but
Yeah.
it's nice to know people actually listen to the album tracks and enjoy them as well.
Yeah. But you have a new record coming out April 10th. Did you ask to be set free? Yeah. Did you ask to
Yeah.
be set free coming out? Yeah. Coming out. Are you excited?
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
it feels a bit surreal. Literally, we got hang on. We got these in the post the other
Oh, you
day.
got the vinyl.
Yeah, so it's very cool. So we actually have it in my hand now, which I think has helped with a bit of the like reality of it. I think because
Mm-hmm.
when it's all, it's because I'll be honest with you, and bands can sympathize with this. A lot of being in a band is emails, admin,
Yeah.
chasing people, logistics, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like when you hold it in your hand, you kind of go, oh wow, we've actually made something.
Yeah.
Because you can get so wound up in all the bureaucratic stuff that
Mm-hmm.
it's quite heavy going, and it's been a heavy going time for all of us for like the last sort of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think the album kind of felt like it was recorded or sorry, written in two halves and 2 points in time, which it was, like for all of us. And it was hard to kind of see it as one thing, one product
Okay.
until now, where like now it kind of feels like, oh, okay, it's a cohesive listening experience rather than songs then and songs that were written now and blah blah blah. So
Hmm.
it's nice.
Cool. What's the process? What was the process like for making this record for a single? Or honestly,
Uh,
even the songs in general. Like, what was the process like for making this records?
so we didn't change it up too much from
Mm-hmm.
UV. It was more kind of like John. So John works as a producer for his job. So he actually ended up getting his own studio about halfway through writing this record, which also contributed to like the dynamic switch up as well, which yeah, it allowed him to take more of a sort of lead role
Nice.
in producing as well, which was fun. And it was like a natural progression. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like it wasn't like removing Adam from the driver's seat. It was just kind of it's John's studio. John does his thing. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean? So it was
Mm.
it was it was a very natural progression onto there, and um,
How about for
yeah, we
like
just kind
lyric making for you though? That's the thing. Like,
of
how is it like for like writing lyrics on this record for yourself though?
um, it was kind of I really wanted to do. I've always been like a big concept record person,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I don't really know. I don't want to say I don't have the capability because it's like I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
where things will go, but like I feel like I really struggled to create like a concept record from the beginning. And the way we work, the way we write, doesn't lend itself to a concept record. When you write a
Cool.
concept record, you write song 1 to song 13 almost like in
Yeah.
in one go. But the
Yeah.
way we kind of just write, and then bang it all together at the end. You can't write a concept record like that.
Right.
It doesn't work. So I was like, so how can I AUify a concept? So I kind of tend to just find like an overarching like album
Hmm.
sort of concept that like an umbrella term or an umbrella story, and I kind of ran with a lot of stuff like video, my inspiration video games, movies, kind of philosophical like kind of things, and uh, I was sort of trying to draw inspiration from places that other things that I felt passionate about,
Nice.
and then also trying to tell a diaristic story through that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still coming from me, but it's kind of being told through this like other lens as well.
That's good. Cool. Did you leave any RuneScape references for yourself in there or no?
No, not this time. Do you know,
Mm.
I've not touched old school for a while.
What?
No, do you know, I've always been an on-off person with RuneScape ever since I was a kid. I've been
Mm-hmm.
playing since I was a kid, and I always just go through like phases of like 6 months of playing it, and then I'll
Hmm.
stop, and then I've never had a maxed out account. I don't even have like the capability to do that. So,
What? So what are you then playing lately? If you have any video games
um,
lately?
I've been playing a Baldur's Gate campaign with
Okay.
somebody, and I mean, I've already completed it
Mm-hmm.
before, so I know what's going on. But actually, twice before, tell a lie. I play like like fun games with my friends online and stuff like Are We There Yet, Peak, just kind of, nice, like,
Yeah.
fun stuff in the evening, because I live by myself, so it's kind of like, it's good to kind of keep myself socialized,
Hmm.
especially in the week, it's good to kind of like, you hop on in the evening and you play some games, and it's nice, it's good fun. But
Nice.
in terms of big games, I've just downloaded Cyberpunk because
Oh.
I've been told by everybody, and I know it, it's literally downloading right now, that I need to play it, and I've been sort of doing that thing. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Right.
So I'm sort of over album release. I'll switch off a little bit. I tend to kind of like take a bit of a, I turn my phone on, do not disturb, and kind of
Mm.
just let things happen. But I might take the time to play it over that.
Nice. That's the same thing for me for Hogwarts Legacy, where it's like I need to play it, but I haven't yet, and I haven't like on my Steam library. I just need to hit the download button and actually like, yeah,
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 there's so many games like, and,
right.
and it's, yeah, and I'm such a creature of habit. Like, I go back to the same games. Like, 7 Days to Die is one of those, like, I always go back to as well. Just again, it's just like, sometimes you don't want to start something new. Sometimes you just want to go and play something that you
Mm-hmm.
know what to expect.
Yeah, true. So how's the fans like in the new music though? Like the new single so far?
It's been good. I think the
Mm.
response, like, Set in Flow was a bit of a jarring one first, but we
Yeah.
kind of knew that that was going to be the case. Like, that was sweet. Thing is, you know, we did that first knowing what everything else was going to be after it. So we were pretty confident about it because we thought, let's go in all guns like blaring with like the most ridiculous single we have.
Yeah.
Or, and it's not that we picked it to be antagonistic. We like the song. We think it's fun. And it really sets the tone for the concept of the record. I really liked the sort of, neo noir visuals kind of being the first thing that came out the gate,
Hmm.
kind of like that real juxtaposition from UV. Like, I really wanted to be like, we're leaving that
Yeah.
behind now. Um, uh, yeah, and it's yeah, that was a fun one to do, and I think it's still one of my favorite songs as well, off the whole record. And actually, I'd say for most of it is, but
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah. I did get like a release link and everything. Honestly, really great. Right. For me, it's been a toss up between this record and UV. Honestly, a
yeah.
lot. I'm like, this is so damn good from you guys. Like,
Oh,
it's
no, I
really good.
appreciate it.
Like, honest, I could talk to you for an hour about this record. Of like, I just want to deep dive on like single releases and just every single song on it, but we can't. Of course, you probably are constrained to this, of course. But I'll keep it short. Um, yeah, the three songs I'm going back to the most is Denial, Find Another
Hmm.
Way,
Yeah,
and I'm pronouncing this right.
Reverie.
Reverie. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I'm just toss up with those three a lot.
No, it's interesting. Reverie is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It was one of the later ones as well that was written. But find another way is a again, it's a weird one. Like,
Yeah.
it we don't really know why. Like, it's one of those songs where we're kind of like, we wrote it and it kind of did this thing and we just rolled with it.
Mm.
And we were just sort of like, why do we all feel so drawn to this? And,
Yeah.
like, you kind of try and find a reason, but couldn't find it. But we were just like, well, there's clearly something in it. There's
Hmm.
something in it that is calling to us, calling to people. And everybody we've shown the record to, and Taylor included, who mixed it, he was like, I quite like Find Another Way. So it was kind of like, yeah, it was interesting, like, to
Nice.
kind of hear all of that. Reverie's just like, it's just a bit of a weird, like, again, it's a bit of a
Yeah.
weird kind but that's what you get to do on an album. You get to kind of do those
Hmm.
weird
You get to
kind of middle.
experiment. Honestly, you get to
Yeah,
have
for
fun.
sure.
Like that's when I
Yeah,
listened to. I just listened to it just before I got on. I'm like, yeah, this is just a mix of everything. Probably what you guys want to do with your guys'
yeah,
music. Honestly, right?
yeah, for sure. We're at that point where, like, the singles tend to do what the singles do, and the
Hmm.
album tracks is where we kind of get to, like,
Have
do a
fun.
little bit more. Because unfortunately the world is full of ticking boxes, and you kind of, if you don't, and not all the time, Sleep
Hmm.
Token have done very well not ticking boxes.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that most of the time you have to try and, it's not that we're appeasing anybody because we're still writing the music we want, but unfortunately there are,
Yeah.
things you have to do.
Yeah. Was there a reason why it got heavier at the start and then it got slowed off at the end of it? Is there a particular reason why, or you just
There's not
wanted it like
particular.
that?
There's not like a particular reason. Like, Adam's the flow guy.
Okay.
Adam's the guy that comes up with. Where I have no attachment to, like, the track listing in terms of the
Oh,
order,
okay.
because he he will literally sit and like move it around. He'll give like options, and then we'll listen to it, give some feedback and stuff. It's always just we don't, and again, this is why I can't write a concept record
Yeah.
with this band, because everything moves around. It
Hmm.
changes. It's, because originally the reason why the album is called Did You Ask to Be Set Free is because Set and Flow was supposed to be the first song on the record.
Really?
So the first words were As I Asked to Be Set Free. So it was one of those things, and then it got moved because the flow, because I'm sorry, I have to look because I genuinely have no idea.
You're
Yeah, so
good.
Denial ends up being first,
Yeah.
and Set and Flow is it's the opening of side B on the vinyl. So
Huh.
it kind of does the same
Yeah.
thing. I would love to have more of a storytelling aspect with the track list, but
Mm.
again, we would have to do something so dedicated, and I just don't know if that's how we operate.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just kind of pick the thing that we think works the best
Okay, why
sonically.
why did you guys not do a breakdown on gasoline? I need to know.
Didn't need it.
You didn't
Didn't need
need
it.
it? Really?
No, no,
I feel like it needed it though.
nope.
No?
Serve the song. No, it's not written because I feel like, again, it's like we would have just been appeasing, like, said there's
The
things we
masses,
need to
yeah.
do, but
Yeah.
there's, yeah, and it's just like it's like I feel like we would have just been appeasing a tick box, and
Hmm.
there's only so much of that we can do before we start to feel inauthentic in our writing.
That's fair.
Gasoline was written as like a feel good, like, kind of, obviously lyrically it's not, but
Hmm.
sonically it's like written as like a kind of festival, everybody off the floor, a bit like
True.
On the Inside Is, felt like home, like but that was kind of the equivalent of like on this record.
Okay.
So we were kind of like, well, I know On the Inside doesn't really have a proper it kind of has like a middle eight bit, but it doesn't have like a breakdown. Neither does Felt Like Home. Like,
Hmm.
they don't need it. If they don't need it,
Yeah.
then they shouldn't have it. And it's interesting you say that, because there's been a couple of reaction videos and stuff, and people are kind of going, oh, it's coming, because I get it. It's like the dropout moment where it kind of has the build up,
Yeah.
but as soon as it slams into that chorus again, people go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, but yeah, okay, it's a bit of a faux, like, haha, tricked you moment. But
Right?
I think that, like I said, the whole thing of that song is the chorus. Like, you're
Hmm.
not waiting for the breakdown, you're enjoying the chorus, because it's
True.
just that kind of like tempo,
Yeah.
that upbeat kind of everybody's gonna get feet off the floor kind of vibe. Well, we hope. We haven't
Yeah.
played it yet, yeah. So
What song is the most personal to you on this record?
okay, oof. Setting Sun.
Mm.
Uh So Jamie, our drummer,
Hmm.
my partner, passed away 2 years ago. Oh, so a year and a half ago, and it it was kind of like, again, this is what I say about, like, the album was written in like two halves,
Yeah.
like, and I kind of like, and I think, we kind of view it as like the songs before and the songs after, because some of them were written before and some were written after.
Oh, I did not know
And
that. Okay.
yes, so hang on, let me find the list again.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just trying to find. So Reverie, and Setting Sun were written afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Setting Sun is kind of like a kind of like song that I wrote for everybody in grief.
Hmm.
Like, it's kind of like you know, we're we all go through some form of grief, and you're not in it alone. And like, I kind of just wrote it as it was about, again, it was about me, but it's about like kind of sharing grief.
Yeah.
Like, we're always waiting for the end to come,
True.
like always waiting for the warmth of the setting sun. Like, you're waiting for every day to pass, hoping that the next day will be better, and it isn't. And but again, it's kind of like a song for everybody, is how I
Hmm.
kind of describe it. So I think it means the most. And I think that's why we kind of put it last. It was kind of like, that one was definitely specifically chosen to be last, because we were kind of like, makes the most sense, like,
Yeah.
to have that there being like that, the almost centerpiece of, like, people can sit on that for a minute and just take it in, because I feel
Hmm.
like going into like Gasoline after that would have just done it a disservice. So we were kind of like that. Yeah, that one definitely, for sure.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, if you did put gasoline, then I'll be like, man, you ended off like that. How come there's not anything else, right? Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what's something you hope fans take away from this record compared to
um
Ultraviolet?
if you want to, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that we've been through so much, and I
Yeah.
think that the more we're realizing is how hard this record was to make
Mm-hmm.
for all of us. and how strong we were pushing through it. And it's not that we forced ourselves to, we wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Of course, that like I'm going to be honest and say there was a discussion of, can we do this, like, can
Yeah.
we actually do this anymore
Mm.
after what's happened. But we just felt like there was so much more left to do.
Yeah.
And again, because Jamie passed away halfway through the writing of the record, we felt like it would be a disservice to not give it the justice it deserved in the moment it needed. So
Mm.
we were like, there's still something left in this. Like,
Nice.
the universe is telling us, like, nah, it's not over yet. Um, but and I think that, yeah, it's more like, you can go through the hardest shit you can go through. Like, trust me,
True.
you can go through it, and you can, if you genuinely feel like you could, like, you want it and you can do it, don't
Mm.
tell yourself, don't let the world tell you that you shouldn't do it because that's what society, or that's what your friends think or your family think. Don't do it, because in case, it might be hard, and it's like, yeah, life's hard, it's shit,
Yeah.
life shits on you, but don't let it stop you from doing the things that are calling to you.
Preach, Charlie. Preach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Um. Yeah. What? So, how much time do you have left? That's what I'm curious about too.
5 minutes. Five
Okay.
minutes.
You have 5 minutes. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I've got one directly after this.
Yeah. No worries. That's why I'm like, yeah, I gotta make sure this right. Okay. If you could have your no, let's describe yourself with one word. What would you in
Me.
your life right
Oh.
now? What would you? What would it be?
Okay, I can't say one word, but I can say something that I've definitely, like, it's been a big thing in my life that's changed, is that I've stopped when people say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Instead of saying, "I'm okay," I've started saying, "I'm good,"
Oh,
which is a
okay.
big thing for me at the moment, because obviously I've spent a long time being okay and not
Yeah.
being good. And it's so I feel like I'm I'm trying to find, like, a word, like a singular word for, like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm feeling, I don't want to say, maybe optimistic, I guess, but I don't think it is pure optimism. There's just more of, like, growth. There's more growth in there. There's more learning, more understanding. There is a million words in there, the total opposite of what you just asked me. Can't think of one word.
No, you're good. You're good. If you have your fans and listeners remember one thing about you, Charlie, what would you want them to remember you by and why?
um so hard, because I don't know what people's perception of me is. Like, I try and steer clear of, like, hearing too much what people think about me, good or bad, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want it to influence, like, what I do.
Yeah.
Um, but I'd hope that people think that I'm just authentic enough that, I haven't changed who I am. Like, I'm still the same person I was when I started this, well, joined this
Yeah.
band all those years ago. And I don't want any of this to change me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd hope that people can take away, like, the authenticity. And I know that, like, most people are very complimentary of me, and I know some people have said I'm quite rude, but a lot of the time is
Hmm.
because I've got my in-ear monitors in and I don't hear you.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So if you ever try and catch me if I'm walking to stage or I've got my I won't fucking hear you. I don't hear the boys. So, like, I feel so bad that people think I'm rude. So, and they can think maybe people do. I don't know, but I know that that's definitely happened to me before, which is very funny in sort of hindsight, because they're like, asking me to, like, sign stuff or have a photo, and I can't see. Also, I wear contact lenses on stage now,
Oh,
and
cool.
I can't see in them properly. So that's another thing as
So
well. I
you need to
can't
get new
see.
contacts or something then.
Well, they're colored contact lenses, so they're like,
Oh.
so I can't see amazingly in them. So sometimes people are, like, waving at me or, like, trying to, like, and I'm like, bitch, I don't see fuck all. So again, I always try my best to, like, give myself if I can, but if
Mm.
I find I'm either not seeing or not hearing you.
So if you were on stage right now with your new contacts, you cannot see in front of you with like the fans or anything then, can you?
No, which is, like, it's one of those things. It's not deliberate. Like, I
Yeah.
wear, like, normal contact. I've worn normal contact lenses on stage for years, and I can see. It's just I've chosen to be an idiot and decided to go too far into my aesthetics and committed to the bit. And I don't see people's faces. But to be honest, like, there's a weird, like, ignorance in it. Like, of,
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I don't care, or neither do I know whether people are enjoying this or not. I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Well, so I think in a weird way that has kind of, it's a different, like, dynamic for myself on stage. But I do need to watch my feet more.
Yeah, don't trip and fall, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Charlie. I'm excited for this to come out, of course, the actual album next month
Mhm.
and maybe next time I could actually talk to you longer because there's so much
Yeah.
I could totally talk to you about.
Well,
But
post-release, maybe
yeah.
we could do like a post-release conversation, because obviously at the moment, like,
Mhm.
people haven't heard it, so it's
Yeah.
only us that have heard it. So sometimes it's hard to give context to
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess try to hit you up. We'll see if I could get that set up.
Cool.
But either way,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day of all the different people talking to you about this record and stuff. So and
Cool. Thank you.
enjoy your cyberpunk later.
I will, once it's installing on my terrible internet that's like 2
Okay,
megabytes a
how
second.
bad is the internet over there?
Well, it depends where you are. I
Mhm.
am in a quite remote location, so the maximum I can get is 25 meg.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's bad. But
That
I
is
live by
bad.
myself, so it's not normally an issue because I'm
Mhm.
the only person using it.
Yeah.
So it's so if I'm on my computer gaming, like, I'm not streaming, I'm not,
Yeah.
doing other stuff. So it's not a massive problem. So
Okay. That's fair. Okay. Cool. Thanks so much, Charlie. Have a great rest of your, I guess,
no worries.
evening. It's 7 o'clock there. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
See ya.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Bye.